we are growing a coalition led by democratic values. What are those values? I talk about 3 values everywhere I go. Values, not policies. The policies are, I want to be a governor that invests in housing, healthcare, and education, and stop data centers in the state. Those are the policies. Housing, healthcare, education, sure, clean water, clean air, and stop data centers. Those are the policies. But what are the values? The values. First, the economy should work for everyone. The economy should work for everyone. Now listen, economic growth is good. We want the economy in Florida to continue to grow. We want more jobs to come to Florida. I hope people continue to relocate their businesses here. The economy should grow, but it's got to grow for everybody. We pay our teachers dead last in the nation. Some of you live in Pensacola, but you work in Alabama because you get paid $20,000 more by being a teacher in Alabama. Listen, that's a failure of us as a state. I don't care if you're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat. It's wrong what we've done to abandon public education. But now we've set up a choice program where you drive by a local school that's been abandoned, you go to a choice school and they charge you tuition on top of a voucher, economically disenfranchising the very families that need the help. And oh, by the way, that choice school doesn't have to teach a kid to read. Education is now part of the economic crisis for too many Florida's families. The economy is not working for everybody, and it should. Government can do its part to improve our lives. Government can do a few things to help out. Now listen, I will tell you, I think the private sector should lead. I believe in a capitalist economy creating the most amount of economic opportunity. But it has always been blended capitalism, where we make responsible social investments in housing, healthcare, education, public safety, clean air, clean water. You see, there are things that the private sector will never do for us because it's not set up to do that. That's okay. We don't have to argue about it. But let's recognize the private sector will never make sure that every child gets an education, that every person has health care regardless of the ability to pay. The private sector is never going to affordably cover hurricanes and wind in a natural disaster state. It's not going to invest in community safety. It's not set up to do that. That's why we have, since World War II, made responsible social investments using government as a lever, as an investor to improve our lives and create economic opportunity for the most number of people. What does it look like? Housing, healthcare, and education. I think we need a state catastrophic fund for homeowners to fully remove hurricane coverage from the private market, put it in a state sovereign wealth fund, and it will cut insurance by 60 to 70%. My opponents call it socialism. I just call it cheaper insurance. And you know what? You know what socialism is? They currently fund a hurricane fund with $8 billion and they use it to bail out insurance companies. They don't call that socialism. I'm just suggesting we use a hurricane fund to get the backs of ratepayers and homeowners and cut insurance by 60 to 70%. We need a generational investment in workforce and affordable housing, using platforms that we know have succeeded all around the state. When government steps in and provides tax agreements or tax subsidies or land banking, we actually can deliver more workforce and affordable housing for more communities so people can live in the community in which they work. I think on healthcare, we should scale up the direct delivery of primary healthcare in all 67 counties. Now here's the fascinating thing about this. My opponents will say, oh, Jolly's talking all this big government stuff. In fact, he goes on TV and he says he's a socialist, communist, radical. Folks, I'm not even cool, much less radical. But listen, we don't have to argue over the role of government. All we need to do is recognize models that have succeeded and invest more in them. I speak of it, let's just be honest. We're a state that now is known around the world for culture wars. That's what we're known for. The governor likes to call it the free state of Florida. But the reality is we're a state of culture wars, where our kids and grandkids are saying, I don't think I'm going to live here anymore. Your snowbird friends don't want to visit. Tourism is down. Tourism isn't down because of a rental car tax. It's down because people feel unwelcome. And in a state that now is moving towards open carry, they fear gun violence. Listen, whether your foundations are rooted in faith or what our founders described as the natural rights of man, the reality is we should protect everyone's right and we should respect their dignity. Protecting people's rights, we have a playbook for it. It's called the Constitution. Yep. People's voting rights, their franchise, their suffrage that has come under attack. Reproductive freedom, the ability to make your own healthcare decisions. The basic civil liberties of someone who loves to love who they want to love. It's all come under attack. I'll tell you a couple ways we end the culture wars. First, let teachers teach. Bring back the books. Every child in the state of Florida should know about the Rosewood Massacre. Every child in the state of Florida should know about the Groveland Fort. Every child in the state of Florida should know that Harry T. Moore was murdered on Christmas Day alongside his wife for having the audacity to register voters of color. Every child in the state of Florida should know about the Pulse nightclub, and they should know about Harvey Milk. It doesn't shame us to know our history, it strengthens us to know our history. I want to say thank you to the Republicans and independents who are in the room tonight, because I know we've got some in the room. And we need your help. We need you to be a part of this moment. You're here because you know that we are a nation and a state that is broken and more divided than ever before, and our politicians wake up and tell us to hate each other, and it's wrong. The truth is, we're litigating more than policy. We're litigating more than ideology in this race. We're litigating who we are. We're litigating whether or not we are strong enough to return to the fair state of Florida, where everybody has a fair shot, where the economy works for everybody and everybody's dignity is respected, and the government stays out of your life. Listen, we can win this race because